These 4 editing mistakes could not only be ruining your videos, they could be ruining your life. And even worse, you have no clue. I made these mistakes for years before realizing. They hurt my audience retention, turned viewers off, and made me go insane. But I have good news. Once you make some small changes to your editing, your videos will level up and your audience will notice. So what are these 4 mistakes? How do they ruin your video edits? And how do you fix this? But first, why does this matter? Let's say you're on a roller coaster. You get on it expecting it to be fast and thrilling. But a minute or 2 passes and you're still just coasting along with no surprises and no drops. That's what bad editing is like for your viewers. Whereas good editing gives you anticipation, excitement, payoffs, and ups and downs. But like a roller coaster, you don't want it to be too much either, to the point where everyone is begging to get off or leaving with whiplash. So you need to find a good balance between editing that is understimulating and editing that is overstimulating. A great rule I use is to change something in the edit every 10 seconds or so. Whether this is adding in some B-roll, changing up the background, or throwing up some text pop-ups. You don't always want to use some bog standard stock footage though, so I often use some animated overlays to spice things up. If you want to use mine, just click the link down below and I'll send it straight to you. When I used to edit my fitness videos, I frequently made the mistake of just focusing on the visuals. But in this, I was missing out on half of the video. The part that creates the up and down roller coaster. Audio. It fuels your video with emotion, anticipation, and excitement. If you're talking about a time when you struggled mentally, start this point with a sentimental track. If you want viewers to know there's a big point coming, use a track with more energy, and maybe use a beat drop to lead the point in. Changing the audio behind your videos so it's more dynamic will incredibly improve your edits. But that's just music. You need to be incorporating this too. Sound effects. When you've finished every edit, take 10 minutes to go through and add sound effects in where important things happen. If you do it well, viewers probably won't even notice it's a sound effect. But just make sure that your video doesn't sound like you're bashing your head on a soundboard. DJ, another one. Now everything I've told you so far isn't going to work if you don't master the subtle art of editing. Tiny changes in how you bring in your clips and how you structure your cuts have a massive effect on your video's rhythm and how clean it feels to the viewer. It needs to be a smooth ride and not a bumpy mess. A great skill I mastered over the last 50 videos is alignment. When you are listening to a friend talk, if they just move down an inch, you'd be like, what's happened? It creates the same effect in your video if you aren't in exactly the same place. So make sure whenever you do jump cuts, just click on this guide and make sure your eyes are in line on both. And you can make this 10 times smoother by starting your audio slightly before the shot changes. The technical term for this is a J-cut, and I find it really effective. But this is all pointless if when the shot changes, you're just sat here like this. What I like to call the waiting for the bus expression. So cut your clips as close to you starting the sentence as possible, without it cutting you off. And try aligning it with a similar expression. Also, a get out of jail free card is to just put some B-roll on your video whilst the cut's happening. If you master all of these, you'll be able to get to the point where the viewer has no clue that cuts are even happening. You wouldn't be seeing any of the tricks in this video though if you clicked off in the first 30 seconds. And the harsh reality is, most of your viewers are gone by this point. This is why you need to front load your video edits. Put extra effort in the first 30 seconds of your edits. Make it as visually appealing and as stimulating as possible. I mainly use text pop-ups and personal B-roll in this first section, as I've found through trial and error that it's more effective that way than just me talking on screen the whole time. I also make sure the music choice is perfect. I go through so many tracks to get to the right one. Then as you get further into the video, you don't need to put in as much intense effort, as the more a viewer watches, the more likely they are to continue. But you may as well throw all of these tips in the bin if you don't have a great script that sets up for an amazing edit. Watch this video right here and I guarantee it will level up your content.